Hey everyone, Mr. Schultz here as I dive into the Module 2 study guide. So if I'm looking at this, I read number 1, I see, hey look, it looks like it's going to be a cubic equation right here. So I know it's going to look like this. It's going to go like this and go up. So the domain is going to be all real numbers. However, it's asking about, hey, the diameter of a diamond. So if we go through some things on that, we understand that the diamond cannot be under a certain amount. So if I check this out, I'm like, hey, I can't have negative distances, so it can't be that. And I already know I can't have negatives, so the domain can't be all real numbers because it's not going to include all the negatives. Now, the only thing I have right here is it's either going to be this or this. Now, the diameter could be 0.48, but like if I look at this right here, I'm going to notice, hey, wait a second. If I input 0, so if I have f of 0, I'm going to get 0. Now, technically, I can't have 0, so it's going to be bigger than 0. But it's going to get really close. You can have a really, really small diamond. It's all right, guys. Don't spend 3 months of your salary on that. Let's go on. Question 2. Use the function to answer the following questions. All right, what's the degree? Well, I look at this guy right here. I'm like, hey, I think it's going to be an odd degree because it's going up in one direction, it's going down, it has two extrema. So I think it's the third. I look at the equation, I'm like, hey, look, highest degree is 3. The leading coefficient is not 9, it's negative 9 because it's negative 9x cubed. Next up, describe the end behavior using leading coefficient and degree. All right, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is I'm going to say the following. So here we go. Since the degree is odd, because it's to the third power, the end behavior is going to be split like that. One's going to go up one way, down the other way. Since the leading coefficient is negative, the end behavior is going to flip. So it's going to go this way like that. So then I could literally write out the following. As the graph goes in the x direction to the negative or left, the y value is going to go positive. As the graph is going to the right, or the positive infinity, the y value, or f of x, is going to go to the negative infinity. All right, there's the first page. At least that's it. Let's go on to the second one. So, question 3. So it says, hey, the revenue of certain businesses can be modeled in here. Which graph represents the function? So I look at it right now and I see, hey, wait a second here. I'm going to have negative 0.01x to the fourth power right here. Yo, it's either going to be going up like that or it's going to be going down like that. So I can cross off C right here. Or no, yeah, I can actually cross off C because looking at it, it's negative. So it's going to go down, not up. So I can cross off C. The next thing I can see is I'm like, all right, I want to plug in some points. You know what? Let me plug in 2 points. So the points I'm going to plug in is I'm going to plug in f of 4. And once I plugged in f of 4, I'm going to see that I get 3.97. All right, well, f of 4, 3.97, that'd be like right about here. I don't think that is that, but let's test. That's about right there. Let's see the other one. 3.97, I mean, that's a little low, but maybe we could go. It's not as low as A, though. Well, now let's plug in f of 6. Once I plug in that, it becomes clear which one it's going to be. 9.59? Yeah, it's going to be B right here because 9.59 is like right here. 9.59 is like right here. Yeah, it's not A or D. It's going to be B. Just plug in the information in. You got it. All right, let's go on to the next one, guys. We have question 5. Describe the end behavior of this graph right here as x approaches positive infinity. So I look at this, I look at the highest degree. I see that it's even, and I look at the leading coefficient. So it's even, so it looks like this, and now it's negative. So now it's back to this. So as x goes to the right, the value of y, or g of x, is going to go down. So as x approaches infinity, g of x is going to go down, down, down to negative infinity. There we go. All right, I'm going to go on to 6 in 3, 2, 1. So 6, it says, hey, f of x is equal to this function right here. Hey, how many possible roots are there going to be? If I have 4x, the highest degree is to the third right here. That means I could have 3 possible roots. Am I going to have it? Probably not. We'll see. But if I look at this, the root is when y is equal to 0, or when f of x is equal to 0. So what this is asking us, it's asking us, hey, look at this. I have -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Hey, where could the 0, between what two numbers could the 0 be? I mean, technically, like, it could drop down from 9, like in between -2 and -1. It could drop down to like 0 and come back to 11, and then drop from 11 down to like 0, then come back to 3, and then drop like. But the only one that really shows us right here is going to be this one right here. Without graphing it for sure, I know negative. If I go from a negative to a positive, the 0 is going to be in between -3 and -2. That's where the f of x is 0, in between those 2 points. All right, let's go on. All right, we have question 8. What is the difference? All right, so what I like to do is I like to put it on top of each other, but I'm going to distribute this negative all the way throughout it. So this 3x becomes -3x, this -9 becomes +9, becomes positive, becomes negative, becomes negative. And then I just write it on top of each other. So 7x to the 4th minus 3x to the 3rd plus 5x squared plus 8x minus 11. I'm going to put right on top of each other. Minus 3x 4th plus 9x to the 3rd plus 4x squared plus 12x. Oh my goodness, so much work. And then, oh, not plus, minus. I'm going to erase that. Minus 12x. And then minus 4. So now I just need to combine. So I have 7x. This is going to be 4x to the 4th. This one should be plus 6x to the 3rd. This one's to plus 9x squared minus 4x. And then minus 15 right here. That's it. There's nothing else to combine. We're done. That's it. Done. Shh. This is another one. What's the sum? So I can combine them. So I can put this on top like this and just write it exactly. But wait, they're not in order. So I'm going to erase that right now. Oh, no. So I'm going to pause it, and then I'm going to show it written in order. All right, here we go. All right, there we go. I've written them in order, and I've tried to keep the same positive or negative value to them. So now I just add or subtract depending on how it looks. So I'm going to get left with x squared. There's nothing here, so now it's 7x to the 5th minus 6x cubed, then plus 8x, and then plus 2x. So that's what I should get right there. All right, so let's go on in 3, 2, 1. All right, so now we're on question 10, guys. So it's like, hey, how much is the striped square, or how much is the square that is, or the part that is not striped? All right, well, I'm going to take out whatever's striped, and that's it. So basically, I'm doing this right here. I'm going to go, all right, I have 4x plus 3. The area of the total box is going to be 4x plus 3 times 3x plus 7. I'm going to be subtracting it by this 2x plus 5. Oh, it's a square. So 2x plus 5 squared. I'm going to get rid of that right there. Well, then I actually have to do it. All right, well, I can do it 2 different ways. I could actually show you the work, or I could just go on. So I'm going to pause. I'm going to show you multiplying both of them. Here we go. So I'm going to use the area model right here. And I'm going to multiply each little part with all the parts right here. And so when I do this, I get 12x squared function right here. So now I'm going to erase this. I'm going to show the 2x plus 5 squaring that, multiplying to itself. So I have this right here, I have 2x plus 5 times itself. So I'm left with this right here. So now all I need to do is I need to subtract one from the other, and I'll get my answer. I have 8x squared, 37 minus 20x, or 37x minus 20x is going to be 17x, and then 21 minus 25 is going to be minus 4. Well, look, the only one with the minus 4 right there is right there. I'm done. Let's go on. Determine the quotient. I actually love the area model right now, so I'm going to jump and do that. But let's hold off in 3, 2, 1. All right, so if I set this up, I can skip a lot of steps by just saying, hey, I'm going to multiply two things to figure out, hey, what's 5x to the fourth? What gets that? X times what? So I'm going to figure out, oh, yeah, this is going to be 5x to the third. Then I look over here, I'm like, hey, wait a second. Can't be A, can't be B. So then I'm like, all right, I know I want positive 132, and I have a minus 3 here. Negative 3 times what equals 132? And I'm going to tell you it's going to be 44, but it's negative to get the positive. So at the moment right now, I'm just going to go like this and go, hey, wait a second. I'll need to actually finish it because that's the only answer here. However, if it's asking you to actually, finish it out, you should probably finish it out. So let's do that. So I'm going to start multiplying these out. I get the top and the bottom, top and side multiplying. I get negative 15x cubed. In order to have 12x cubed, I'm going to have to get positive 27x cubed. In order to get this answer, I'm going to just slowly start getting these answers like the following. 60, 81, negative 81x squared. Well, to get that, I would need to add 17x. And then to get this, I would have to add 17. 17 times that should be negative, 30, 51. Oh, 51x. Is it x? Yeah, it's x. Oh, and this should be x squared. Is it? Yeah, it's x squared. And then there should be some more just like hanging around. So we're gonna we don't have to finish it. I mean, I guess we could. Well, we have negative 51. How much more do we need? And blah blah blah. Well, negative 51x. Well, we need plus 51x. Or not plus 151. We need plus 44x. Let's hold up right there. Oh, I forgot. I want negative 95x right here. So in order to get that, I would have negative 44x. And hey, wait a second here. This times x is that. So hey, look, here's our answer right here. There we go. I was kind of goofing off right here. I was like, hey, wait a second. What do I need? Oh, yeah, I needed this right here. All right, here we go. Let's go on to the next one. We have, I think this is the last set of problems. It says determine the quotient. So once again, I'm gonna do the box method right here. I'm going to say, hey, I want 3x plus 2, and I want to figure out what goes inside. So let's erase that, make that a little bit more pretty. And so I know I'm going to have 6x cubed. Now, I don't know exactly what's going to work, but I think I'm going to have a remainder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to figure out what is missing. So going through this, I can figure out what do I need and slowly start getting the answer of what I want. So this would be negative 25 x. Yeah, just x to the first power. And then negative 25, I get negative 50 x. And then I want 139, but it's a negative right now, so I want 189x. And so what times 3x equals 189? 63. And then finally, 63 times 2 is 126. Well, hold up a second right there. I have 126. Well, that means I have 4 left. I'm going to divide it by 3x plus 2. And the only one right here that's divided by 3x plus 2 is this one and this one. And looking at this, hey, look, right here. There it is. There's my 4. That's my remainder of 4. You can also use synthetic division, but let's go on. I think this is our last problem here. The volume is shown at the following. All right. What's the area of the base? So if I take out the height, I can find the area of the base. That's it. So I'm gonna do the box method. I have 9x plus 4, and I'm gonna have x squared right here, x, and then just the number. So the inside should be 45x cubed. At the moment, I'm going to pretend, hey, let's just figure out, hey, I'm going to have negative 12. So if I have 9x times what? I'm going to have 5x squared. Then 5x times this 4, 20x squared. And then I know I need 63 more, so I'm going to have 63x squared. To multiply to get that, I have 7x. And then 7x times 4 is 28x. And then 28, I need to take away 27 of them. And so this should be negative 3. So 5x squared plus 7x minus 3. Is there an answer choice, or is it just by itself? That's just by itself. And so technically it would be square units. There we go. All right, thanks, guys. I'll catch you in class. Bye.